Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Orca's MyLeague series in NBA 2K19. So in last episode we had the final offseason of the series, and we kind of lost some big players, including Jack Blackwell, who had a very fantastic season last year, but we managed to draft this nice Hal Moore senior guy who might be able to help us get to the playoffs still, because as you can see, our starting six is basically all 80 overall or higher, which is still pretty damn good. And we also still have our two superstars, so we could probably make the playoffs depending if Tom Morgan can stay healthy or not, because the last few years he's been injured quite a bit. As you can see, his knee, like his right knee, yeah, it's his right knee, is been increasingly, or like has an increased injury rate, so, or a high injury rate. So he could potentially go down with a knee injury this year, so hopefully not. Other than that, we do have a pretty good squad. Our system proficiency is only at 3 stars in comparison to last year, where it was like 3.5. But that's because we lost some big players. Like, who do we even have? Who do we have in our lineup anymore? Can I see from here? Yeah. So Tom Morgan, D'Angelo Russell, we basically built the team around them. Hal Moore Sr. is a perfect fit for our team. There's a couple guys that aren't the greatest, but they're still 2 stars. So, like, I mean, it's still a pretty good squad, technically. For losing an 87 overall like Jack Blackwell, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, we also could not get back, like, Winhamlin, and I think there was one other guy. It might have been Dante Bayless. So, yeah, it was Dante Bayless. So, but we still have a really good squad. I think we could make the playoffs. So let's get into this final season simulation. Hopefully we can make it again, and then next episode would be the final episode, because it will be the playoffs, and I'll be doing every single round depending on how far we go. So we're off to a good start like last year, which is a good sign. 4-1 in our first 5 games. Our only loss coming to the Phoenix Suns. Let's go another 2 weeks. We're going to try and take this a bit slow, but I think this team should be a playoff team regardless. And we're off to a 7-1 start, so definitely making a big push this year, even with losing Jack Blackwell. I don't even know if any team's going to be able to this season, because he wants a lot of money. Like, he's worth the money, I think, because he was like pretty good last season, but I can't go over the cap space anymore because I am over by quite a bit. Like, I think, let's see, look at our cap problem. Yeah, we're over by almost $20 million. So I'm not doing the greatest job at managing that, but whatever. Okay, so how are we standings wise? Probably first. Let's see, team status. We are the 3rd best team in the West currently. So currently Timberwolves are doing really good as well. Hopefully we don't run into them in the playoffs. Let's go another couple weeks. See if we could get some more wins together. Scouting doesn't really matter that much because this is the last season. Sorry about that. My voice is trying to go already. So there you go. Scout those guys. There's another win. Yeah, this team is looking really good this season. Like, I mean, if we could play this good into the playoffs as well, we have a chance of probably going to at least the conference finals, but I don't know who we're going to run into, because I think it's still 1-16, so we might face Eastern Conference teams that are doing a lot better than us, because I think we are going to be a playoff team if we're continuing to play like this, like 14-5. We're like basically tripling our wins. There you go, more players scouted. Yeah, this team is doing really good so far. We lost like 4 games in November, but those were like 4 of our 6 losses only. Oh, there's another one actually. Let's see, did we lose anybody to injury yet? Yes, we did. And it was D'Angelo Russell, and he's out for the entire season. Oh, man. Yikes. So we have to rely on... Like, I mean, our team is still pretty good, but that means Mr. Lawrence is going to be in the top 6. But losing D'Angelo Russell with a ruptured left Achilles for the entire season... Yikes, that is not good. So, Tom Morgan, you better stay healthy, because or else we are screwed pretty much. But damn, yeah, that means he's out the entire playoffs as well and all that shit. Unless it's just the entire regular season. But damn. And we just lost 3 in a row since, yeah, we're losing games now because we lost D'Angelo. Come on, guys, just win games, get to the playoffs. If we even go out in like the first round this year, at least we made it again. I just don't want to miss the playoffs because of an injury. That would be a horrible way to end off a series because we're struggling without D'Angelo Russell in the lineup, it looks like. We're 18-10, but we've lost like pretty much every game since he went down, I think. Let's go another 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't even know what that is. There's a win over OKC, a win over Toronto, so we're still winning games. At least we're trying to. But not as good as we did at the beginning, because that injury is definitely going to hurt us in terms of where we finish at the end of the season. But at least we're getting still W's, so. Game against the Miami Heat. It's taken a while, and it's another loss. Yeah, we've been struggling as of lately. Really sucks, but whatever. Injuries in this game are kind of happen too much, I think, like to big name players. But then again, a lot of players get career-ending injuries and whatnot. Hopefully that's not one for D'Angelo Russell, because he is getting up there in age as well. So you could think he would be retiring probably in a couple of years. Like he's already 31. But he's like a big part of this team, so losing him to injury is a big blow. But the team's in the way to win games, which I'm liking. Let's go to the 23rd. See if we can still win some games. An 82 SF from my T guy for an 83 SF. That's not a bad trade unless that guy doesn't match your system, but I'm not really making trades because I don't really think trades are necessary in this, because if you build up just a good team off free agent signings that match your system, and if you draft good for your system, your team's going to be really good. So, and your team's going to make playoffs if they all could just play the same system. So yeah, it's like really pointless to make any trades. Wow, that's a long name. Juan Carlos del Rosario. Juan Carlos. It's a cool name. Typical Spanish type of name, Juan Carlos. Game against Denver is another win. So yeah, we're winning games still, which I am very much appreciated for. Because like I said, I thought with D'Angelo Russell's injury, this team would just go downhill. But the last month, it looks like we've been winning a lot more games than losing. Game against the Clippers is another loss. Okay, how are we doing in terms of the playoff pictures? So we're only behind the Kings and the Suns in our division, and the Timberwolves dropped off a lot. So we're only 4.5 games back of the #1 spot in the Western Conference. Currently, we're really good on home court, but not good in the opposing team's court. We're averaging 105 points per game, around 106 actually. Our 3-point percentage is pretty good, 386. Rebounds, 49.7. Yeah, this team is looking pretty good. We just got to keep winning games. We're going to do this for D'Angelo. That's our motivation behind the season, is to win games for D'Angelo. Also, the contract extensions, we're not going to, it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm not going to re-sign D'Angelo right now. Because, like I said, you guys aren't even going to see the offseason, and I'm not going to even be playing anymore after the season. So, just because NHL 20 is around the corner, and then I'm not going to be doing any 2K videos till next summer. You guys will find out more about that in the channel update, which happened actually on Tuesday. So this video is coming out on the Thursday, so you guys would have already seen it by now, but yeah, there will be no 2K episodes till next summer probably, because I just don't want to buy the game for $79.99. Like, NHL is just as big of a purchase, and I'd rather NHL than 2K. Okay, let's get right up to this trade deadline. Not that we're going to make any trades, because this team is still playing pretty good. There you go. Game against Minnesota is another win. So yeah, I think this team is going to be a playoff team, because I don't think we're going to drop like 50 games in a row, or not even 50, but still like the last half of the season we're going to just struggle or something. Don't see that happening. Which means next episode will probably be just like an entire playoff episode, so I'll be doing every single round in one episode instead of doing just one per episode, just because I don't want to be playing out 2K episodes while I'm back in school and whatnot. So let's sim through the trade deadline. No, I do not want to make any trades. So 36 and 19 at the deadline. Not too bad. Tom Morgan is also apparently injured, but he's playing injured with shoulder tendonitis. Yikes. Kelly Warren's also injured with a bloody nose. What the hell? It's like, dude, just clean up the bloody nose. I know if you have a broken nose, it makes more sense. But if your nose is just bloody, just wipe it off and you're good to go, right? Like, damn. Some basketball injuries are pretty funny though. I think I've seen people have injuries with like just like what is it, their fingernail being jammed or something, which I get because you can't shoot the ball that easily, but it just seems so funny in comparison to the NHL where like players are getting concussions and stuff, or they just get hit a lot harder than that and they still manage to play through it. So since those injuries, yeah, we're dropping games, 5 losses in a row. Let's get this all-star break done with. Let's see who's in the 3-point contest for us. Anybody? Nobody for us. Lothar Lindman's there, of course. Dunk contest, nobody's there for us. Let's get through this all-star game. See if anybody played in the all-star game for us. So the West All-Stars. Anybody for us at all? Nobody played in the all-star game for us. Huh. Interesting. Okay, let's get the rest of the season done with. Hopefully those injuries, like I know Tom Morgan's injured, but hopefully he's playing good injured still. Hopefully he doesn't re-injure his shoulder. And no, I do not want to stop simulating because I'm not going to be resigning players anyways. Okay. Get those last few people scouted again. So we've won 3 games in a row, which is good. Yeah, Tom Morgan must be back to full health again, or at least close to it. There's a loss, and then there's another nice win. Yeah, we're definitely making the playoffs, because the worst we could finish is 41 and 41. Come on, boys, and we're dropping 3 games in a row now. Another win over the Rockets by 5 points. Come on, boys, let's just finish off the season strong. Finish with a high seeding if possible, and then maybe we'll even have home court advantage. There we go. Game against the Bulls. It's another win. Yeah, if we could get a home court advantage, maybe we have a chance of making it far in the playoffs next year, like next episode. Can we hit 50 wins this season? That would be really nice to see if we could hit 50 wins without D'Angelo Russell in the lineup. 46 wins. Game against the Magic is another win. Good job, boys. Yeah, I think our team's just buying into the system, and that's really what's happening. Okay, can we get 50 wins on the season? Game against the Pacers is a win, so we're 49 wins now. More scouting to do. Clyde Bender. Doesn't really matter about these guys anyways. Game against the Timberwolves is a loss, so we don't hit 50 wins there. We should be able to hit 50 wins. Yep, there we go. Against Boston, we hit 50 wins for the first time in franchise history. Last 3 games, 1 against Memphis and then 2 against Sacramento, a back-to-back. We lose to Memphis, and then our 2 games against Sacramento is a win and a loss. Okay, so the MVP this season, Nikola Jokic, I think he's won multiple in a row. Hal Moore Sr., the Rookie of the Year, so he definitely helped out, putting up 15.1 points per game, so definitely a good rookie season for him. Randall Torres wins the 6th Man of the Year for the Trailblazers. Jeez. Anthony Davis, the Defensive Player of the Year for the Hornets. Lawrence Meeks, the MIP. And Quinn Snyder, the Coach of the Hawks, is the Coach of the Year. Okay, so All NBA First Team. So Tom Morgan made the NBA First Team, which is nice. Must have had a really good year. Nobody in the second, nobody in the third. All Defensive Team, Tom Morgan also made it. Nobody made it in the second team. Hal Moore Sr. in the All Rookie First Team. Anybody in the second? Nope. And that was that. Okay, so in the first round of the playoffs, we are going up against, where are we? Oh, around the side. Against the Portland Trailblazers, who I think are a Western Conference team and maybe even a divisional team. So if we win this series, we will move on to face either New Orleans or Phoenix. There's also Chicago, San Antonio, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Sacramento and Memphis, Boston and Dallas, Detroit and Minnesota, and Atlanta and Miami. Okay, let's just take a look quickly actually at the roster for Portland, see what their roster is all about. Okay, so this season they finished 46 and 36. Their average age is 28. They've only won 2 NBA championships. Fan interest is at 75%. Okay. So here's their roster. So they got, really good squad. So they have Bojan Bilic, 87 overall point guard. Donovan Mitchell must have signed there as a free agent. They also got Murray Rodman, John Collins at 90 overall. Oh yeah, he was traded, I think, actually from the Hawks back a couple years ago. Yusuf Nurkic, Randall Torres. Yeah, this team is actually pretty stacked for a team that's a lower seeded team. Yeah, they look really good. Hopefully their system proficiency isn't that good. But yeah, they look actually pretty good except for this Reynolds guy. Like everybody's like, oh, and this Bailey guy. Everybody else is like above 70 something. Like 75 at least. Their power ranking is number 10 apparently. Here is their coaching staff led by Mr. Terry Stotts. Their strengths, rebounding is like their best strength by a much margin. They're not as good in 3-point scoring, offensive IQ, post defense, blocking, and apparently their weakness is perimeter defense and stealing, so we might be able to take advantage of that because our only weakness is offensive IQ. Other than that, we're strong everywhere else, it looks like. And our power rank is number 6, so we might be able to beat them. Hopefully we don't just fall apart. Or where are we gonna go? Oh yeah, we're gonna go back to the beginning of this, because in comparison to us, we have this type of squad, so our squad looks pretty good as well. But of course, we don't have like, it's actually kind of close probably in terms of overall. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Orca's MyLeague series. So next episode, we will have the final episode. We'll get all the playoffs done depending on how far we go. And yeah, then that'll be it for this series. So anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.